Back to Andrew's thing. He was asking a 40-year-old S worker with 18-year-old male who's paying for it. Paying for it.
Oh, yeah, they're paying for it.
Yeah,
well,
that
changes things. I thought.
Yeah. Is that okay?
If he's paying for it.
Why? Well, I don't understand. What's the difference? So what would be the difference then if a 40-year-old just wanted to have sex for free?
I would just personally, if I had an 18-year-old son and he was messing with a 40-year-old woman, I don't see that going over.
Unless he was paying for it?
I don't know if this is going to get anywhere. Are we on?
No. I think it's getting somewhere. It's getting to a great place. So what if he's paying for it? Is it okay then? So if he goes, hey, Mom, I just plowed on her. She's 40. I gave her some money. That's okay in your worldview? Just not if she does it for free?
Well, dating versus just having a one-night stand basically are two different scenarios.
Oh, so as long as 40-year-old men are just 18-year-old women, it's fine.
I think it's more P word.
Hang on. I just want to make sure. Let me just talk to them for a second. I just want to make sure I get this right. As long as 40-year-old men are just 18-year-old women, it's fine. Just not having a relationship with them.
Well, the 18-year-old woman, she does get to choose what she does with her body. I wouldn't.
Except who to date with it?
I wouldn't recommend that. But if she wants to make her money, because maybe she has rent to pay, whatever the case may be, she got to make means meet. That's different than just dating a man.
Wait. So let me get this right. If the roles are reversed, a 40-year-old man only wants to hump 18-year-old women, why would that be a problem? If you're saying that a woman can hump 18-year-old men as long as the 18-year-old pays her for it.
I feel the same no matter what. Like,
you feel the same way? You just said it was perfectly acceptable.
If the gender's reversed in the same situation, I feel the same way. I feel like women can be predators too.
Yeah. So then you think that sex workers should not be allowed to have sex with 18-year-olds? They can't do scenes with them. They can't do any of those types of things, right? That would be bad, wouldn't it?
I wouldn't personally agree to it, but because they're of age to make their own decisions, then they can choose to do that. But I wouldn't say I would recommend that or that's personally right, but they make their own decisions if they're paying for it, and that's their source of income.
Okay, so what you're saying is that inside the industry, you would say it's bad for a 40-year-old to do an adult scene with an 18-year-old. That's like worse than if it was just a 30-year-old doing a scene with a 40-year-old?
Yes, it's worse.
It's worse?
Yeah.
Okay. And it's worse because the 18-year-old can't make these decisions?
No. I just said they're old enough to make their own decisions.
Okay. But by this logic, wouldn't you say then that 18-year-olds shouldn't be involved in sex work at all?
I wouldn't recommend someone so young getting into sex work, but I also can understand that they're of age to make their own decisions. So everyone has different circumstances in life. You know, you could have a full ride scholarship to school. Other women don't get that privilege. Not saying that all sex workers have to do sex work, but I'm in no position to judge young women who are just trying to get by.
So then we can just agree then that there's nothing actually immoral with an 18-year-old dating a 40-year-old, right?
Well, you're bringing up sex work. Dating is different than sex work.
Why would it be okay for them to have a physical relationship with each other as long as there was money involved? That's really weird.
Because that is a job and one is dating.
Yeah, well, I don't understand. Why would you paying somehow change the dynamic of this power dynamic, which is what you're against, right? It's still a massive power dynamic issue, isn't it?
I think we all agree that it's not immoral. It just could be inappropriate, which is an opinion more than it is.
Well, what does inappropriate mean?
I think it's just an opinion. I think different things are inappropriate probably than Brooklyn and Lily do.
Like what?
I mean, do you want me to say things I think are inappropriate?
It gives them the ick. It gives them the ick.
Yeah, I just want to know. I just want to hear that it gives you the ick. There's nothing immoral about it. It's just icky. You just think it's icky.
I just think that different things are inappropriate than other things that I'm sure other people find inappropriate. Things I might find inappropriate, other people might not.
Okay.
So I think
just for the sake of time, I do have to move things on a little bit. I didn't really get an answer, though. I'll come back to this quick. We were talking about commonality. I still haven't really heard what men and women have in common.
What?
I'm opening this up to the panel. Well, you were making the. I think you were making, or maybe
well, men and women in general, or men and women as in 18 and 40-year-olds.
What would be something that a man and a woman could have in common that would be sufficient enough for them to want to date simply by virtue of having a commonality?
Maybe their religion. Yeah, religion.
Okay, but what, like, within the context of age? So we have something in common because we're about the same age. So a 70-year-old and a 20-year-old could have religion in common.
Well, I think there's a higher chance of maybe both people not having kids at a younger age or a marriage, and it's some people it'd be very important to them as it is to me. For I wouldn't be with a man that has a child because I want it to be our both first experience.
Let's assume this hypothetical 30-year-old doesn't have kids, and neither does the 20-year-old.
It really is so situational.
Yeah.
Well,
really
but
situational.
You said, like, okay, if it has to do with age, what do they have? Because you brought up they graduated. Well, they recently graduated at the same time. Has anybody ever dated somebody? Oh, we graduated at the same time. Let's. Has that ever happened?
Probably.
I'm sure.
Yeah. Really? Because that's not because I find her physically attractive.
I think it's all of it. It's you find
she graduated
more attractive the more you have in common with them.
But okay,
why don't you think life stage is a big thing to have in common? Like experiencing adulthood for the first time.
Right, but if that was the if that was the attraction trigger, then all high school students would be attracted to all high school students, which clearly isn't the case, right? So it's clear to me that commonality on its own is not sufficient enough to create attraction between two people.
But I don't think any one thing is.
I think the stage in life is more sufficient for like securing a bond, but also, do you think that most high schoolers don't date other high schoolers? That's
not what I'm arguing. Of course, high schoolers date other high schoolers.
I think it seems pretty normal that people date within their
own no, most people date around their age, I would say. But this idea that you are precluded from finding somebody outside, like if you're precluded from finding somebody who's 10 years your senior, you can't find them attractive because they're not your age.
I don't think anyone's putting like a hard stop on it. I think most people or a lot of women just have the experience with older men where it is a little bit more predatory or uncomfortable.
Exactly. I don't even
think it's only predatory one direction. It's only predatory when men do it, right?
No, she said
she didn't say that. I didn't say that. But
yeah, you said when men.
I said that most women go through that experience.
Go through what experience?
Where you
dealing
have
with
older
predatory men
that are attracted to you when you're 21
or younger.
Okay, well, let's talk about adult relationships. So fine, 18 and up.
Sure.
Women have the experience of being adults at 18 with men who are 30 being attracted to them.
And oftentimes they turn out to be predatory.
But why? How is it predatory?
Just a lot of men are. They just are.
If it wasn't illegal, why shouldn't I date a 16-year-old? I'm only 21. Not even.
Well, we're talking about adults here, so.
But like
you're the one who's making it about underage.
Yeah, you can make the same argument the same exact way. I'd be happy to get into it. So would Brian, but there are restrictions to the stream that we can't do anything about. So keep it above the 18 mark if you don't mind.
Do you think a car salesman is going to have an easier time selling to somebody that's 40 or somebody that's 18? Getting somebody to make a bad decision?
I don't know. I'm not an expert in
I think that they would have a lot easier time selling to somebody who's 18.
Okay. A lot.
Why?
Well, because I think that somebody who's 18 probably doesn't have the requisite experience that a 40-year-old would have when selecting a car.
I think that's kind of my point.
Oh, yeah. That's your point. So then you're saying that 18-year-olds should not be able to buy cars?
No.
Well, wait, hang on. Why not? Why shouldn't 18-year-olds be able to buy cars?
I think they should still be able to buy cars, but I think we can also acknowledge
Wait, what? I thought, whoa. But the salesman's predatory against 18-year-olds because he can more easily sell them a car.
Those two things can still be true.
Wait, what?
Those two things can still be true.
So those two things can still be true. I agree. So he's predatory because he's selling her a car, and she does not have the requisite experience of a 40-year-old to buy that car. So it's going to be easier for him, right?
Yes.
So then why would you let 18-year-olds buy cars?
Just because an 18-year-old...
Hang on, let her answer.
I think I'm just trying to acknowledge that... Sorry. I'm just trying to acknowledge that you can take advantage of people that are inexperienced.
Yeah, but I want you to acknowledge that if you agree that this is something which is happening, that 18-year-olds are getting taken advantage of in this situation or in any other situation, then why do you let them do that shit?
I'm sorry, but we didn't make the rules.
Yeah, I know. I'm not talking. Hang on. I'm talking to her. Why do you let them do this stuff if you think that everybody is being predatory towards them because they're so stupid and inexperienced that they can't make good decisions like 40-year-olds? That's what I don't get.
I guess at some point you have to allow people to make their own decisions, but
that's right. And what point do we allow people to make their own decisions? Hang on. What point do we allow people to make their own decisions?
We allow it at 18.
That's right. We allow it at 18. So I guess at 18 they can make their own decision to date a 40-year-old man, right?
And that still doesn't negate the fact that people can be predatory towards them.
And it doesn't negate the fact that they should be allowed in all conditions to date a 40-year-old man if they would like to.
No one's saying they shouldn't be allowed to.
Aren't you, though? Isn't that weird that you think that they should be allowed to, even though you think that it's predatory? That's really strange. Like, I would say, my logical brain does this. It goes, wait, if there's some industry which is super predatory towards a single group, then I would try to get rid of that industry. Wouldn't you try to get rid of doesn't that make more sense?
I mean, in some cases, I'd probably would agree for certain industries, but...
Yeah, but just not with used car salesmen. They're allowed to sell cars to 18-year-olds?
Yeah.
Appliance salesmen? What about houses? Can 18-year-olds buy houses? Wouldn't a real estate agent be more easily convincing towards an 18-year-old as well?
Maybe.
Yeah, I mean, maybe. I guess, though, we just got to let those 18-year-olds, at some point, we just got to let them spread their wings and fly.
Are you going to stop advising your children when they turn 18?
No.
Are you going to stop trying to, are you just going to stop trying to direct them in the right direction and help them make better decisions?
No.
Okay, that's all we're talking about. We're not saying you shouldn't be able to do something.
What are you talking? What the fuck is this?
I agree with her. That's what that means.
See, and that's something that you wouldn't know because you're a lot older.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Can't date a girl if you don't know what her little you can't date her if you don't know what the.
But it could get exhausting having to explain lingo and just
crazy stuff. Okay, so hold on.
Okay, so anyway, but I just want to finish this. I'll wrap it real quick, Brian. Okay. I just want to make sure that I get this right. That 18-year-olds are out there being preyed on every day by hyper-predatory industries and people, but you think that they should be in order to gain experience, right?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
And it's not going to stop me from
That means that 40-year-old men who are out there being predatory, that's good for 18-year-old women because that's how they gain experience. I appreciate that very much.